If you believe the stories, Nathan Drake discovered the secret of El Dorado, travelled to the hidden city of Shambala, and got involved in some questionable business with an ancient Djinn. In fact, his collection of adventuring tales to tell around the campfire is probably even starting to worry Miss Croft, and there's one more chapter to come. But what do we really know about Drake's next swashbuckling adventure? We've donned our best deerstalker and grabbed a pipe to dig up a journal's worth of information and informed speculation on what you'll be doing in Uncharted 4. Hunting for pirate gold. We know that Uncharted 4 takes place 3 years after the end of Drake's deception. Nate is no longer a treasure hunter. Instead, he's living a quiet life with Elena and, as the PlayStation Experience trailer showed us, is now working in a less than glamorous office by the docks. Does Drake resent her for holding him back and making him choose a life away from adventure? Almost definitely. The story begins when Sam, Drake's long-lost brother, shows up and, as well as needing help with something, offers up a new piece of information which resurrects the trail for something Nate has tried and failed to track down before. Legendary pirate Henry Avery's stash of gold. Avery was a real pirate who sailed the Atlantic and Indian Oceans around the mid-1690s and earned himself the badge of the King of the Pirates after being one of the few sea dogs to retire with his loot, a story which already has us climbing the crow's nest with anticipation. What this means for Uncharted 4's tale perfectly fits in with the hallmarks we've come to expect from Naughty Dog. A simple treasure hunting story with complex relationships. Writer Josh Scher has already said that not everyone, we guess most probably Elena, is going to be keen on the idea of Drake going on another adventure, so don't expect everything to be all roses and butterflies when Nate takes Sam back to meet her after their chat at the docks.
Elena from the stories, that's my wife. You gotta come meet her. Tonight, dinner.
Eventually though, and after lying to Elena about going to Malaysia on a job, the pair set off together on the trail for the gold and, as you'd expect, quickly run into trouble. Their boat crashes, Drake gets washed up on the beach, and for now, the brothers are separated once again.
How's the Malaysia job going, Nate? Seems like you're a hair off course.
Creating your own story. One of the big reveals in the 2015 PSX demo was the addition of conversation trees, effectively allowing players to create their own version of Uncharted 4, at least in a small way. Neil Druckmann has confirmed that these won't be widespread throughout the game though, so don't expect to be able to affect the main story arc too much. Something you will be able to do is look at a lot more stuff in the environment. Much like in previous Uncharted, Drake will offer up quips and comments throughout the game, but this time if you see something of interest, like a mural on the wall, you'll be able to walk over to it and the characters will talk about what you're looking at.
That's not reassuring.
These might just be throwaway comments, but it's more likely that this additional dialogue will add more colour to the story, giving players a bigger picture of the world away from the main storyline. Mourning a death. Okay, this definitely isn't an awesome thing, but it seems like we'll be saying goodbye to at least one character in Uncharted 4. First, there's the title, A Thief's End. Now yes, this could just refer to the end of the story, but it's equally likely that it's not so subtly referencing the end of a thief. Who it will be isn't clear, but with Neil Druckmann recently stating that it will be really hard to do a sequel with Nathan Drake, it's not looking good. Especially if you add the fact that back in 2003, Evan Wells told official PlayStation magazine that no single character, even the game's lead, was sacrosanct. It would be an incredibly ballsy move, and one that would certainly have one hell of an impact, to kill the lead, which is maybe just what you need to end a series like this.
Watch out! Oh,
shit! Going around the globe. Globetrotting is an essential requirement when hunting for lost treasure, and Nate certainly isn't short of air miles. But where will A Thief's End take us? Let's start with what we know. Madagascar has featured heavily in the gameplay reveals and was the location for one of the maps in the multiplayer beta. It's also home to Libertalia, the supposed final location of Avery's gold, so we can tick that one off as confirmed. And you can expect to be navigating the tropical Turtle Mountain, which features on the dynamic theme given away as part of the digital deluxe edition. After that, we have to assume, or guess, that the story will loosely follow the trail of King of Pirates Henry Avery. And this is where things get interesting. After calling it a day on pirating, Avery travelled to New Province in the Bahamas, where he disappeared. So that's one location that's more than likely to feature. His crew supposedly disbanded to the British Isles, British West Indies, which is Bermuda, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, etc., and the North American colonies, which include Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Massachusetts Bay. So there's plenty of locations to choose from. And if we had to guess, we'd also say you'll be visiting a prison, which leads us nicely onto exploring Drake's past. We know relatively little about Nate's younger years before Uncharted Drake's Fortune, other than that, as explained in Uncharted 3, he grew up in an orphanage after his mother committed suicide and his father surrendered him to the state. We're also led to believe that Drake isn't his real name, so there's lots of ground to cover. The series has played around with flashback sequences before, so it wouldn't be surprising if Naughty Dog did it again here to delve into Drake's past. And if you think back to the PSX trailer released last year, it could have hinted at one of the sequences we'll be playing. When Sam is explaining he's out of prison, Nathan says,
I saw you get shot.
to which Sam later responds with,
Nathan, we killed a guard. Okay, so they wanted to see me rot in that cell for the rest of my life, and I nearly did.
This seems to suggest that at some point in the past, Nathan and Sam were locked up in a prison together. They tried to escape, but only Nate made it out, with his brother getting shot in the process. Leaving Sam and a guard for dead, Drake goes on the run, possibly changes his name, and becomes a thief, which, if we're honest, isn't the best career path for a wanted criminal. But it would be a great sequence to play via a flashback. But there's more. The digital deluxe edition of Uncharted 4 comes with a bonus single-player story, which isn't available at launch and will release as a piece of DLC. It's unlikely that this story will weave into the main game, and much like Naughty Dog's other story DLC offering, The Last of Us Left Behind, will instead complement it. Flashbacks would also allow some characters to return in one form or another. After all, they are all in the multiplayer. Could we see more of Flynn and the good old days he mentions at the beginning of Uncharted 2? Will we discover why Sully's known for not being the best judge of character when it comes to women? Whatever stories they tell, if flashbacks do feature in the game, it's the perfect way to continue to add to Drake's past. Collecting a lot of treasure. Bigger environments mean more places to hide collectible treasure, and a Thief's End will allow players to hunt for more than just trinkets. Like in previous games, you'll be able to find treasure hidden away in the undergrowth, up a tree, or inside a cave. Only this time, that treasure could lead you to more items, and even new areas. Game director Bruce Straley says that now you'll find notes that you can flip over and examine, and by following these, you might find clues that lead you to somewhere else in the environment to find more treasure or artifacts in our treasure system. And if you really want to bathe in every drop of the story, there's apparently plenty of side stories and optional paths to take if you're willing to look for them. Creating your own path. Being able to choose the path of your adventure isn't something we've been able to do much in the Uncharted series, mainly due to the nature of the story. That's changing in Uncharted 4. Obviously, you shouldn't expect to be flying a plane or driving a car wherever you want, but as we saw in the E3 2015 demo, there are now multiple paths to the same destination. Some will have different obstacles, and others might take you around a group of enemies or to a new piece of treasure. Add to this Drake's new piton used to climb rock faces, and the grappling hook to swing around, and you have plenty of ways to fall to your death. Oh, alright, yeah, plenty of ways to explore your own route. And that's it, 7 awesome things we think you'll be doing in Uncharted 4. What do you think? Do you have any ideas that we've missed, or something you'd like to see explored in a flashback sequence? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more features, news, reviews, and previews here on Games Radar Plus.
Give me the crucifix.
Lady, you're lucky I'm a gentleman. Because if I weren't, I would...
You'd what?